YouTube? Welcome to this YouTube channel. I'm Les5150 EVH. We're going to talk about the reaction for Brock Lesnar versus Mark Hunt. So if you haven't watched the fight, probably don't want to watch this video because I am going to talk about who won the fight and all that. So we'll give you opportunity right now, if you haven't watched, to go somewhere else. All right, so let's get right into it. Mark Hunt, Brock Lesnar, UFC 200. I think everybody was expecting the match. Everybody was excited about the match. Mark Hunt had been talking a lot of trash. Brock Lesnar remaining cool, calm, and collected. Just saying, hey, whatever happens, it happened. You know, every fight's different. Kind of taking that approach from it. Mark Hunt making comments, I'm going to knock your lips off. I'm going to show you the difference between a full-timer and a part-timer. Blah, 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 blah. Hey, fight night was here. It's time for the talking to be done. Let's see who can walk the walk. Unfortunately for Mark Hunt, Brock Lesnar did all the walking in that match. I mean, yeah, Mark Hunt landed a couple of good punches, and he tagged him in the eye. And he tagged him good because you could see after the fight in the fight interview, Brock Lesnar had a black eye. And it's like Brock Lesnar said, I felt it, but it didn't faze him. And even in the fight, when he got tagged, it didn't look like it fazed him at all. Mark was doing a lot of the scrambling. There was a couple times Mark was trying to get away from him. You could tell that he didn't want to go down with Brock Lesnar. I'm sorry. You could tell that Mark was scrambling away. But I don't blame the guy. I mean, at the same time, Brock was trying to keep him at arm's length as well, using his advantage to keep Mark away from him. And when Brock would go in for the takedowns, and honestly, there was nothing that Mark could do to stop those takedowns. Like, there was one takedown that was just explosive. And you got to think, here's a 265-pound beast exploding like that. And I've watched all Brock Lesnar's fights, and I'm still amazed by how freaking fast the dude is. He is the ultimate alpha male, man. I mean, he just exploded off the line, so to say, and tackled him right into the cage. Listen, Mark Hunt he's got skill. I'm not taking nothing away from Mark Hunt, but I think the better fighter in that fight was Brock Lesnar. Brock was just incredible in that fight. I don't really think he made. You could tell he needs a little work in certain areas but he hadn't been in octagon for 5 years. And that's the funny thing is Mark Hunt was making all these comments about a part-timer and a full-timer. Mark fights quite often in the UFC. Brock hasn't fought in 5 years. Brock came in and dominated his first fight in over 5 years against a guy who's a full-timer. Can you imagine once Brock Lesnar starts knocking a little bit more of the rust off and gets back into a full-time training camp? Dude's dangerous. I think he could beat anybody in the UFC in the heavyweight division, honestly. I really do. And for those of you who just want to sit here and say, oh, I don't, come on, you don't really watch it then. You don't really pay attention to the fighting. Brock Lesnar is a beast. I mean, I love Brock, but that dude amazed me in UFC 200. He's just amazing. His skills, his takedowns, just overpowered Mark Hunt. Mark Hunt just had no answer for his power. I mean, once again, Mark Hunt's a good fighter. He's a top 10 fighter. And Brock dominated him. There were times that he couldn't match strength to strength with Brock. But I will give it to Mark Hunt, and I think even Brock Lesnar said he's got a coconut head. I mean, the dude, you just can't hurt the dude. He wore him down, and I think the last 2 minutes of the third round, Brock pretty much, was on top of him, just ground and pounding him for 2 minutes. I think if you give it another 30 seconds, maybe an extra minute, I'm pretty sure Brock gets the TKO or even maybe the knockout. Because right there with probably about, I want to say 20 seconds remaining in the third round, Mark looked like he just had enough. He was about to go by. He was about to go to bye-bye land. He was about to go night-night. And I, once again, the bell saved him. First round, saved Mark. Third round, bell saved Mark. Second round, wasn't a whole lot of nothing going on. Just kind of those guys kind of filling each other out. Somebody's looking for the other one to make a mistake, and the other one's going to capitalize on the mistake. So the second round was kind of like, Third round, Mark comes out, tags him. I believe that's where Brock got the black eye from, because he did tag him. He tagged him pretty good. I thought it was a good punch by Mark, and I was like, uh-oh, Mark's coming out strong. But once again, the takedown by Brock, no answer from Mark Hunt. You get him down on his back like a hooker on a Friday night, and Mark couldn't do nothing. Just laid there. So it was a good fight. I think you have a lot to worry about if Brock's going to keep coming back to the UFC, and if he decides to, do this WWE thing, maybe he'll do his last match at SummerSlam. Who knows? Brock's reply to the interview was, Brock's going to do what Brock's going to want to do. Thought that was a great answer. Hey, it's your life, man. If you want to fight UFC, fight UFC. If you want to do WWE, do WWE. I'll support you no matter how you do it. I'll watch you do WWE. He's really one of the only reasons I watch WWE still, and I'll definitely follow him. He's only one of the few reasons I was watching UFC too. I just like the guy. The dude's unique, very unique. He excels at pretty much everything he's done. Wrestling, WWE, UFC, the dude's excelled. Even football, I think he excelled to a degree. But pretty sure he tried out for the Minnesota Vikings. But anyway, and for people who said that Brock didn't stand up and try to go toe-to-toe with him, listen, there was no point. Brock's game is to get him on the ground, ground pound him, or pull a submission off. Brock can pull off a submission. So people who say that Brock didn't want to stand up and fight him, no, Brock knew that. Brock wanted to take him down. That was the whole game plan. You knew right from the get-go Brock was going after takedowns. So that's a stupid argument. Come on, people. Really? All he did was lay on top of Mark and punching. Really? Come on. It's ground and pound. That's Brock's game. If you never watched Brock fight before, it's just ridiculous some of the excuses people are coming up with why Brock Lesnar won. He hugged Mark Hunt. Really? I didn't see a whole lot of hugging. I seen a lot of punching. And Mark Hunt was on the receiving end. Don't be butthurt Mark lost, because Mark's a good fighter. Brock's just a better fighter. He's stronger. He's more powerful. Apparently, Mark Hunt's just got a coconut head, and you just can't knock the dude out. You just can't knock him out. That's a tough son of a bitch. You just ain't gonna knock him out. So Mark has, the only thing Mark, he's still a good fighter. And if you're a Mark Hunt fan, you should, don't be like, oh, he sucks. No, he don't suck. Brock's just unique, man. Brock is unique. And I think I was kind of worried going into the fight and kind of tensed up for a moment. And then everybody was tense. I think even the crowd was, because at the first round, Brock slipped and fell. And everybody laughed. And I laughed myself. I think that was just everybody's just tense and what's going to happen, what's going on. And it's that moment, and it's that little humor kind of set everybody at ease. And everybody's like, kind of relaxed. Like, I think even the fighters probably got a little chuckle out of it. I don't remember seeing them smile. Not that you're going to see them smile with those mouth guards, but man, I just would not want to be. I would not want Brock on top of me. That dude can slam you down. Him slamming down those takedowns were hard that Brock did. Just how hard he was slamming Mark, I was like, there was one in particular he slammed. I think he suplexed Mark, and you could tell it phased him. You could tell it definitely shook Mark up. And then there was a move where I want to say probably about, I'm trying to think of what minute marker it happened, but there was one where Brock tried to take him down and he missed, and he grabbed Mark's leg, and Mark was just scrambling to the fence. Which I don't blame him. Hell, I would too. I wouldn't want that big guy trying to take me down and get on top of me. Because I know that's pretty much I'm done for. I'm done for. Anyway, overall, it was a good fight. Wonderful fight. We got the video playing in the background. I think this is this is UFC 1, not UFC 2, because in UFC 2, Brock Lesnar's not in it. So I use some video game footage from UFC 1. So we're not going to show the whole thing, though. At the end, I will tell you, at the end of this match, Brock Lesnar wins by unanimous decision. It goes to distance. Brock doesn't knock him out. Mark doesn't knock him out. So it's unanimous decision at the end of this video. I would like to thank everybody for the new likes and everybody who subscribed to the channel. Thank you so much. Make sure you follow me over on Twitter at Les5150EVH. Check me out on Twitch. We stream Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're off Wednesdays and Sundays. So come over and check out the channel. If you like what you've seen, drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you don't mind. You guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for checking out this UFC 200 reaction video.